All right, Rachel,
Yeah.
are you still up for it? It took us forever to get here.
I am. It'd be such a waste if we threw in the towel now, but
It is 1:30. We left our house at, geez, what was it? We
at
left at like 8.
9:15.
Yeah, I was gonna say 8:45. So it's taken us several hours to get here, and at least a couple more hours than we initially intended. But anyway, this is the big train station here. We just got off, and as you can see, we're here in Girona. We are going to start heading towards a couple of the different sites we want to see. We marked them on our map with Google Maps. You can save for offline in case you don't have data or a SIM or whatever. But yeah, we're just going to start heading that way, try to get some different views along the way, and see how much we can capture today. And if we aren't able to capture everything that we want, we'll just come back another day. But we're going to head out. So we've only made it a couple of blocks from the train station. We've chosen some specific destinations we want to see, but along the way we've ran into this house of culture here, which it appears to be like a theater actually, and they host different types of events that would be in a theater. And then just across the way here is the Santa Catarina hospital, antique hospital. So I believe, I forget what century that was made. Let's go over there and we'll take a look. There we go. So it was built in the 17th century, and this factoid here is really neat. It says that the largest painting in Catalonia is inside here, which is neat. Unfortunately, this place is closed today, but if you're down here and you're interested in seeing that, I would jump on the internet and see what the hours and prices are reflecting for the time of year you're going to be here. All right, so not too far from the train station, just next to this bridge here. I can't really make out what it says, but it says the year it was made was 1856. But just here is this tourist office. Rachel's going in to see if she can get a map that has some information on these particular walls that we're trying to find. But this is the River Onyar, just flowing through here. A decent amount of homes and sites along here. Hopefully we can get some of them on here as we move along. But yeah, just wanted to get a shot from this bridge of the little area, and then that actually just comes straight over into this really nice little shopping area here that just kind of heads down that way. So we'll be moving down this way here in a sec. It's really neat little passageways everywhere through here, really. Can't go wrong. Rachel just spotted what looks like a nice little bookstore over here, and we're gonna go check that out. Freaking sweet books, dude. There's a little bookstore tucked in here. Looks like a quaint little spot. Looks like some never-ending story type bookstore here. Big old fish down there in the river. So Rachel and I actually passed our first site. We're gonna head back, but since we're up a bit with the sun behind there, I thought I'd see if I can get a little decent view of that bridge there, which is the Eiffel Bridge. And what were the other names? We've got, I don't remember the names in Spanish, but it was the Fishmonger Bridge
and the Iron Bridge.
and the Iron Bridge. And just behind us, actually, over here is, I'm gonna pronounce it Casa Maso. What do you think, Maso?
No, I think that's correct.
Which is the blue one
Hopefully.
here, right?
The white one with the blue trim.
That's what I meant. The white one with the blue trim. And that was his name Raphael?
Rafael Maso, yeah.
He was an architect here in Girona, and a majority of his works are here. But that's actually the only house along this river here that is accessible to the public. I'm not sure if it's open today. We're going to actually go over there in a sec. But look at this huge school of fish here. It's crazy. But yeah, we're going to head over to the Eiffel Bridge. All right, we made it over here. It was neat, actually. It came in off of the little shopping way just under this little entrance between two businesses, which was neat because it just kind of came out of nowhere. But I only got a couple of things that I wanted to say about this. So there are 11 bridges along this area, or at least in Girona, there's 11 bridges. And of all those bridges, this one was the only one built by Eiffel. So there's a little neat factoid about this bridge. It was built by Eiffel, and it was actually built before the Eiffel Tower, if I'm correct. and I'm not sure if it was built in 1876 and then installed in 1877, or if it was built and installed in 1877. Either way, that's roughly the year it was built and installed. So that's quite interesting. It's been here for a little bit. The names I was saying, the Iron Bridge and the Old Fishmonger's Bridge, which was named so because of the proximity to the old fish market. I'm not sure if it was just here or there, or I doubt it would have been held on this bridge. It's so small, but it was definitely within a close distance. But the I'm gonna pronounce it. The Pont de Ferro was the Iron Bridge, and the Pont de les Pacheteries Veyes was the bridge of the old fishmonger. If I butchered that, I apologize, but I wanted to go over that a little bit. And as I stated earlier, this is the Anyar River here. So, and a little interesting fact here, it's quite beautiful, very picturesque. I'm sure all these younger kids and everyone is just loving these flicks for Instagram and social media in general. But yeah, it's not too terribly busy right now. I'm sure in the high season it's a mess, but not so bad today. All right, here's the front side of the Casa Masao. Here's the whole building. We didn't get much information on this gentleman, but we do know one bit about the architectural style. What is that?
Just that he practiced a class of architecture called Noucentisme, which was kind of a reactionary to the Modernisme that was very popular in Barcelona and made popular by Gaudi.
So those guys are more like,
others.
what would you call it, like conservative architecture, so it's
and
not
you can
as
tell
flashy.
just by looking at it. It doesn't have the same elements. There's nothing whimsical about it. Lovely, but very different.
Right, these meandering little streets through here are freaking awesome. So here's the History Museum. I'm not sure if it's open. We might be on the wrong side, because if I'm reading that correctly, it should be open, but the gate here is closed. But there's a really neat section actually just on the side here that has a little plaque that goes over some information as far as different rulers of the area at different times. But yeah, beautiful scenery no matter where you head. I think we're heading towards the cathedral now this way. Alright, so we did find the entrance to the History Museum here, if we can get that to focus. The gentleman ended up writing this ×2, because we got 2 tickets, and then this date, which signifies a purchase date, I believe, which is today. Yeah, that's 1/14. And he told us that the tickets are good for all of these museums listed here. So that's awesome. So he said it expires after 6 months, which is great. If we don't get to see everything today, then we can come back another day. Here's a really awesome mosaic. It appears as if the museum is set up in different time epochs. So yeah, this is pretty interesting stuff here. We asked the gentleman before I purchased the tickets if it was in English, and he said yes. I have actually yet to see anything in English, but pretty neat either way to try to figure out what the items are and different things that the plaques say as we go along. So I guess it just depends on which way you enter in. As we got to the other side of this room, I found these translation laminates, which is pretty handy. So yeah, there you go. He wasn't lying. I'm trying not to get too much video in a particular place that we visit, because there's so much to see in some of these places that I don't want to make a video that's too long. But as you can see, this is pretty elaborate layout in here. As we go along, there's different sections, different things to view. This room again had the card here. I'm gonna grab one. So yeah, the same as the one I showed you over there. And yeah, we're just moving along. This might be the coolest thing I've ever seen in a museum. I'm not gonna lie. I've seen some cool art and some cool old priceless works of art that shouldn't compare to this, but I find this to be amazing. It's a freaking trunk bed. How amazing.
We need one.
Yeah, that'd be perfect for overlanding. So Rachel was just telling us about this style of architecture here when we were in front of Casa Masao, but that's this gentleman here. So in this museum here, they have a little representation of him, which is neat. I totally got vertigo coming across this little walkway that goes to the other section, but then it's the courtyard, and then there's the cathedral here. Oh, nice. Must be 30 after. Throw this on there so you guys can get an idea of the prices and the times. But yeah, we're just heading out of here now and heading over to the cathedral, I think. Which is, I think, just straight ahead here. I thought this was a neat little street. So here's the cathedral here. This guy's throwing down on some music. Oh my gosh, there's didgeridoo. Didgeridoo down. Head up to the door here and check this out. Alright, before we head in, I wanted to pull over. We took some time and wrote a little bit of stuff down. What do you got, Rachel?
Okay, so there's always been a Christian church here. I couldn't find exactly how far back that dated, but maybe 5th century is kind of the earliest I could find. I did see that it was conquered by the Moors and turned into a mosque in the 8th century. And then Girona was actually reconquered by Charlemagne, the French Charlemagne, and he turned it back into the church that I guess that it is today. The bell tower up there is actually called Charlemagne to honor his conquest.
Nice. So I don't know what these are called exactly, but these two outer images here, they are actually supposed to represent Salvador Dali. So that's a pretty neat little factoid there. You can see his little silly mustache kind of going there. So I wanted to add on here, actually, if you enter into there, the doors will be locked. And just to the side here is the entry. And we purchased the ticket. It was, so with the museum and the entry to the cathedral, I'm assuming, it is $7 a piece, so it's $14 for both of us. And this also covered the cathedral, which I believe is just around the corner, which we'll go check out here after a bit. So yeah, just some different imagery as we walk along inside the museum portion of the cathedral here in Girona. Going to this other room here. It's pretty quiet. I'm probably the loudest person in here right now. There's not really much of a tourist presence in general, I feel, in Girona right now. But yeah, I mean, I'm not complaining about that. All right, just moving through this museum portion. Now we're headed into the cathedral portion. So I forgot to mention that they actually gave us these devices that you would enter a number and then it'll play a little tidbit of information. So that's nice. That came with the entry fee. That's pretty good. It's a pretty sweet courtyard out here, actually, that just straight through the gift shop. Straight out here is this awesome little courtyard with this, what appears to be a well. Wow, there's a netting. I don't know if you can see that, but it spans the entire width of this area, assuming to keep birds and things out because they would come and nest or make their way inside, but pretty interesting. Here's one from this other corner. There's actually one of these gargoyles is this witch woman up here, this witch character. And the rest of them are kind of just like regular gargoyles.
Okay, so the story behind the witch gargoyle is that she was a woman in the town of Girona and she would stone the Christians and say all kinds of slanderous things at them and shout at them in the streets. So one day she was turned into stone and they put her up there as far away as they could possibly get her, so that way her threats and her taunts couldn't be heard by the passing Christians anymore.
Nice. All right, we just entered in over here. I'm gonna try to keep my voice down so I don't piss anyone off. There's not anyone in here really except for down at the far end right now, so we're in here pretty much on our own. There's a little piece of, excuse me, a little factoid here saying those windows were installed in 2011. So that's pretty interesting. A little modern installment. Here's I believe is the Archangel there. Yeah, just kind of moving around and getting a different idea of the different artworks and stuff in here. Just wait till I get around to this. It's freaking sweet. Some more video as I head this way. And what were you saying earlier, that this is the largest nave?
It's the largest Gothic nave ever, and it is the largest nave, period, behind St. Peter's Basilica in Rome.
All right, sun's going down on Girona here. We're gonna see if we can get a couple more places squeezed in, but I just wanted to get a little closer shot of this little Dali guy here. So yeah, we're heading out from the museum slash cathedral. Very beautiful, perfect timing right now, man. There's nobody in there. So I'm probably a little too close to actually get any detailed video, but the price of the ticket to the cathedral also covered this basilica, so we're gonna go in here and see what's going on over in the basilica. Wow, it's just so awesome. And then here at the basilica, you can just see the cathedral there. So beautiful in here. So there's the name there of the basilica, San Feliu, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Here's a little view around in here real quick. This also comes with a little audio tour that as you go along you enter in the different numbers, just the same as at the cathedral. See here, for example, here's a little number. And yeah, we're just walking through here. So here's a quick view. We probably won't spend too much time in here. But yeah, definitely come check it out. I mean, it's included with the price of the basilica and the cathedral are included in the same ticket price, so you might as well check them both out considering they're so close to one another. So that's the back of the cathedral, and then that is the basilica, and then just squeezed in here is the Arab baths. So everything's really close. Rachel and I were thinking too, the start of the wall walk is up this way as well. We're gonna check that out on the way back. I'm not sure how well that's picking up on there. Yeah, there we go. I'm sure you can Google this and then give you, well, I shouldn't say it'd give you more accurate because that's not always the case here in Spain. But yeah, maybe check their website or call ahead, and that'll help you out a lot more, I'm sure. So we just entered into the Arab baths, and there was a spiral staircase. So as you do, you take this spiral staircase. So looks like we've just come out onto this nice viewing platform. Man, freaking sweet view.
Wow.
So that's the cathedral, as I was just saying out front. And then there's the basilica. And then just like a little courtyard view here. Maybe not much actually of a courtyard view, but pretty neat either way. There's a bunch of seagulls up there. Nice little view through here. So the entry was €2, so €4 total. We did read a little bit about this place. Pretty neat. That was a neat little area up on the roof where the spiral staircase led to.
So this room is the apoditarium, and it's basically like the changing room, the initial greeting room.
What's that?
It's like a pentagram star thing. It's the only one. The others don't have it.
Oh, interesting. And what's the next room?
In the next room is the frigidarium, and this is where you would have cold water.
It's certainly chilly naturally down in here. Oh, it kind of says it as you go along. Nice.
Frigidari.
Delving deeper. Ooh. Oh my gosh, it got so cold.
This is the tepid area.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And this is for warm water.
This one's warmer?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
This is the caldarium. This would be like your steam bath.
What did you call it? Caldarium?
Caldarium, yeah.
So this must loop back around, and then that'll take you up to where we were over there on the roof already. Let's head up there and see. Yeah, it looks like another spiral staircase that leads back up to where we already were. So it's not too much to see in here, but you know, for a couple of euros, it's neat to come in and see the placards. Looks like they've got it in English there, and it's pretty good. So Rachel and I were just discussing, they're called Arab baths, but I think that they were built at a later period.
Yeah, like hundreds of years after.
Like Moorish time.
Yeah, the Moors were in this area. So I'm not sure why they're Arab baths.
But they were saying something about they were built in the style of Arab baths and Jewish, another type of like Jewish bath.
And Roman baths.
And Roman baths.
As well.
So it might have just been like...
and it was 12th century, so it's way after the Romans were here as well.
Right. So it was just some baths basically that were built for the population to enjoy here. So yeah, the baths are pretty quick to see actually. I mean, it's worth stopping in, I guess. It's only a couple euros. It's neat. It's something to do. You're in the area. And it's also closely located, everything right here. So yeah, we're going to see if we can find something else. I guess we still have the wall to walk too, so we'll probably do that as we head back to the train station. Hopefully it doesn't get too dark. So this wall walk that you can take, there, if you look on the map, there's a small cut-off portion that's just kind of freestanding over here, and there it is there. It looks like you should be able to walk on it. We're going to venture towards the other full length, but if you're feeling adventurous, you can wander over there and check that out. Did we have any little bit of facts on there?
On that little guy?
Yeah.
No.
It's just a section that kind of ended up by itself.
Yeah, they didn't have to tear it down, so it's just original and left.
Nice. So we're just kind of trying to find the wall walk. I'm not sure if we're heading the right way. A little bit of the houses over there.
It's a worthwhile walk either way.
Yeah, get some nice views as you go along.
Look at that castle. Show them the castle. See it across the way? Or
The castle?
whatever it is.
Some type of ruins or something over there.
Something.
But yeah, trying to find this wall walk. I think we might be getting close, but we're going to head that way. And depending on I guess how high the wall is, we might be able to still get some decent views as we go along, even with this low light. Maybe that'll be the nice part about it, is you get to get an idea of walking over here in the evening, a nice little evening stroll. All right, we did find the start. I found another set of spiral staircases, so as you do. Well, that was definitely worth it. Yeah, I was just saying in my video, maybe we'll get some different views. Usually people are out here in the daytime and it's very crowded, but it's very peaceful right now with the sun going down and not very many people out here, so pretty enjoyable. So we've just come on this little bit of length of the wall from this other view tower there. Here was just another one here with another spiral staircase. Rachel was just telling me this is the University of Girona right here. But yeah, this is beautiful. I think Rachel was mentioning we were kind of worried because we got delayed so much this morning, but it's kind of nice that we were able to catch this sunset, and we still have plenty of time to get back on the train and get back over to our side of town over in Calella. But yeah, there's a few more things we'd like to get. Hopefully I can still record along this wall as we go. And we just came down off that little second spiral staircase, and Rachel caught this. They've got a little cover on it, and I know the light's dim, I apologize, but that was the little bathroom for the soldier who'd be up in that little tower, and then he would just poo over the edge here. Oh, here we go, a little flashlight status. So there you go, there was a little toilet for those guys there. There's the cathedral and the basilica there. I'm actually heading back in the direction we just came from because there was this mural down here that's painted on each of these planks of wood. Figured I'd come back here a bit and get it at night while it's lit up. It's pretty lit up. Let's see. Kind of comes into focus as you move along. There you go. Pretty neat there. Alright, so coincidentally there's a couple things I can cover right here. So this was the end of that wall walk, but just at the end of that is this nice park and this bomb shelter right here. Just a little bit of information on it right here.
So it's just saying during the Spanish Civil War, the anti-fascists had a system of passive defense, and it was to put up these air raid shelters in all of the little towns away from the front line to protect their citizens. And Girona was actually bombed, it looks like 4 or 5 times within a 2-month period. So I think they got a lot of use out of it, unfortunately.